Hello, I am Maggie Mestrich, the Director of Business Development for the Carmel Swim Club and Carmel Swim Academy. We share stories and experiences from our Carmel Swim Club alumni as a way to share the incredible, long-lasting impact that swimming, and specifically swimming with Carmel Swim Club, can have on your life. Today, I am talking with Elizabeth Flaherty. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so fun. And it's especially fun when I get to talk to swimmers that were swimming when I was coaching. So
I know. How fun.
Okay, are you ready to just kind of jump in here?
Yeah.
All right. Can you go ahead and situate yourself within the context of Carmel swimming? When did you do it? For how long? All of that fun stuff.
Yeah, so my family, we moved to Carmel in 2004. I was 11, and so we started then, and then I swam until high school and college, and then I actually came back as a coach for a couple years.
So when you were coaching with Carmel, what groups did you coach?
Mostly like 12 and unders. I'd say like I hit all the groups probably. Discovery, imagination, few challenges. And then I also worked with senior one for a year.
So you got to see the full spectrum of it.
I did, yes.
Which is kind of fun since you started as an 11-year-old with the program to then get to go back and work with some of the even younger kids and get that taste of the program that you didn't as a swimmer.
It was really like one of the most rewarding things, honestly, just like giving back to the program that gave so much to me. So I really enjoyed it.
So where are you now, geographically, professionally, personally, whatever you care to share?
Yeah, I'm in Florida. I work at Florida State University as the Director of Operations for Swimming and Diving. So Tallahassee, kind of North Florida in the Panhandle.
Okay, so you went to college, you made the decision to kind of continue on with the sport in some capacity. What was kind of the tipping point for you to make that choice to pursue this in your life?
Yeah, so I got my degree in athletic training, and I was kind of like, this is not really something I want to do. And then when I graduated from Denison, Ian was like, hey, do you like want to come work? And I was like, sure. So yeah, that's how I kind of got into it. And then ended up being a grad assistant for 2 years and getting my master's in athletic administration. And I kind of knew that I wanted to be, around athletics. And I guess I just have stayed in touch with swimming, and, I really like it, obviously, because I was a swimmer. So
yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just looking at the palm trees behind you, and I'm only feeling a tiny bit jealous that it's supposed to snow here today, Elizabeth.
I heard that you're having, like a huge snowstorm.
Late April snow. I'm just a little bit bitter. So Tallahassee is sounding really good.
I know, yeah, it's so nice.
What's your favorite part about living in Florida?
I mean, the weather and the beach is close, so, Yeah,
outdoor pools all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's right back there. There's our little diving well.
Oh man, that's a good view. Okay, let's bring it back now a little bit earlier, a bit earlier. Can you share some of your earliest memories of being around the water? It doesn't have to be connected to competitive swimming.
Yeah, growing up, my parents put us in swim lessons over the summer, and my grandparents had a pool in their backyard, so we were always in that. And then I guess when we were younger, we lived overseas in Belgium, and we wanted to swim on the school swim team. And I was in first grade and Matt was in second grade, and they were like, you have to be in third grade. So I had to wait. And then obviously Matt could do it next year. So I was so jealous because I just wanted to do whatever he did. So just like watched him in the stands for a year. And then in third grade, I was able to join the school swim team. And that's kind of what started my love of the pool and racing and swimming.
Yeah. And look at you now, decade or two later, still involved. I love that.
I know, it's crazy. Yeah.
Can you identify the most significant lesson that you learned during your time with Carmel Swim Club?
Yeah. This is a hard one because I've just learned so many things, and it's crazy just like looking back on, like, I remember having conversations with Chris or Ian or you, and I'm just like, wow, like this just, you can apply it to anything in your life. I'd say like just the core values of courage and perseverance. Like perseverance for me, I'd say I wouldn't be where I am today without having persevered through some trials and tribulations. Like, you know, if I had just given up after not achieving something the first try, like I wouldn't be here. So really persevering through swimming or my academics or my career. So that's a big one. And also just the value of being on a team and being a teammate, and the whole for the team mantra, I think is huge. And like just surrounding myself with people that are like-minded in that way, willing to do anything for the team.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's really important, and has just been instilled in my head, and I'll do anything, you know, to help the team. And so,
yeah.
I
mean, clearly you're talking to me today, so thank you.
Yeah.
What advice or insights would you offer to current swimmers?
Another good one. I'd say to just like live in the moment and just focus, take everything one day at a time. Yeah. Just take things a day at a time, give it your best. You don't want to look back in 10, 20 years and be like, oh, I wish I had done this differently. Like give it your all every day so that you can look back and you're like, I gave it everything I had and I'm happy with what I have accomplished.
I think that's huge. And I think back, and I don't know how to say this the right way, but I know that occasionally you and I were frustrated with each other on the pool deck because I wanted you to get in and start the day. And I think that I felt some of that urgency that you're conveying about making sure you take advantage of every day. And it's not that you weren't, but I was just like, let's go, let's get started. And it's fun now. I mean, maybe I use these conversations with alumni as therapy for my past self a little bit. Make amends for if I ever made you feel bad about not getting in fast enough to, come on, we have this workout that we have to do today.
Yeah.
But there's that gift of perspective too in some of these conversations to look back. And I just appreciated how much you all gave as a team. And it was so exciting. And you probably still feel that today now with Florida State to be part of something like that. And you want to make sure that every athlete is taking advantage of each of those opportunities to get better each day because you see that potential and you're so excited for them. So that's where I was coming from with you.
No, I totally get it because as a coach, I look back on things that I did as a swimmer, like maybe a double breath into my turns or something. And that was like one of my biggest pet peeves with my athletes. I'm like, don't do your double breath, like learn from me. Like, so, you know, you just like
do as teacher says, not as teacher does.
Yeah. It just like hits different when you're on the other side.
It sure does. And so there's some of that too, where now I can look back a decade removed from coaching and understand that that's what I was doing, where I was like trying to make sure people didn't make my mistakes.
Right. Yeah.
It's hard in the moment. And that's something I had to learn as a young coach. That
for sure. Yeah.
This is a wholly different experience for these students. What would you tell somebody who is thinking about joining Carmel Swim Club?
I mean, I would tell them to do it like without any hesitation. Obviously as a swimmer and then going back as a coach, like I couldn't say enough good things about Carmel. So I think everyone should try it out. Okay.
Fair enough. I've yet to have anybody say, pretty much everybody says some variation of do it. And I kind of have to laugh to myself every time I hear that because I'm like, what if somebody says don't?
I don't say that.
Okay, this has proven to be a tricky question for people. Feel free to share anything, everything, whatever you want to. But do you have a favorite Carmel swimming memory or two that you would like to share?
Yeah. I mean, I have so many, but I think some of my favorite were our team travel trips. Just one in particular, when we went to Florida, my junior year of high school. That was just so much fun. And we did like a little training trip, and, you know, those were really great. But I also think back on like some of the practices that I had with, you know, my team and our little tough group in the distance lanes. And, you know, we would make up songs, and we would just have fun with each other at practice. And, you know, I look back at those memories and just like laugh. And so not specifically, I don't know. I mean, they're all just really good memories.
But it's that day to day that builds that feeling. It's not, I mean, those trips are amazing. And trust me, everybody who was on that Florida trip, I feel like has mentioned it. That was one of my favorite trips.
Yeah.
I loved that. It was a trip in more ways than one, that's for sure.
It was.
But it's that collection of everyday experiences that you have with your teammates, of making up those songs, and that build that feeling of camaraderie where you cultivate the relationship, where you are willing to go FTT, whatever it takes for the team. That doesn't just happen from a one-off at one swim meet. That is growing day in and day out and working hard together, and, you know, learning what makes people tick, what makes them irritated, which in a tough group practice, you could figure out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that there's anything that people would be surprised to learn about Carmel Swim Club?
Yeah. I think that a lot of people think that there's some secret sauce or whatever growing in Carmel, but, you know, the kids that swim there, the coaches that are there really are striving for excellence. They're putting in the work, and that's the results that show. There is no secret sauce. It's just people that are willing to give 100% every day, all day, to achieve whatever it is. So there is no secret sauce.
Yeah. Chop wood, carry water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something else I wanted to ask you about, just because I also had the special experience of getting to swim with one of my only sibling.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what that was like to swim with both a brother and a sister, and how that kind of worked its way in for you?
Yeah. So like I said earlier, like I wanted to do whatever my brother was doing because we're only a year apart. So we were always together. We were always doing everything together. I played on his baseball team growing up. Like I just wanted to be like him. Right. Yeah. And so then, swimming, we were always in the same groups, other than the 1 year when he went to high school and I was in 8th grade. So, you know, it was just cool getting to swim with him and have the same friends and experiencing those highs and lows like with him. And then obviously I never got to swim directly with Becky, but kind of watching her growth and her go through the program too is just so cool to watch. And, you know, we all have our own Carmel swimming experience, but it's special that all three of us shared that. And Carmel has been such a big part of all three of our lives, and even our parents. So
definitely.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to add today?
Oh, I think no.
That's good.
I don't know.
That's fine. I think you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, you're welcome. Happy to help.
Thank you.